Hi everyone, welcome to Hug Trees and Heal Talks. And today we're going to be talking about healing a stroke naturally. Thanks for joining my channel. Welcome, welcome. Now, let's go ahead and get started. Let me tell you about the disclaimer now because I'm not a doctor, I am an herbalist, and I'll be telling you my personal experience of dealing with someone that I helped reverse a stroke. Yes, a stroke can be reversed, okay? So I just want to give that disclaimer, and I'll be pausing often so that way I can make sure that we get all the information for you so that way you can help your loved one that's dealing with a stroke, okay? So let me tell you how all this got started. Like I said before, I am an herbalist and I do all sorts of natural remedies and things that people want to know about healing without necessarily going to a doctor. I have nothing against doctors. However, I like to go to the foundation of the healing. So this person came to me. They're over the age of 65, and they had a mild stroke, and their family supported them in this effort that to get natural healing because you cannot do this without the support of the family um, agreeing with that type of treatment. Okay. So over the phone, they did have slurred speech, and the sister of the person getting the treatment said that they had a trouble walking, and the face, it looked different on one side, and the arm was already stiff, and the hand was not able to move. So, so I came over and started assembling all the herbs and things like that. And we were going to start immediately with treatment. It is important that if you're going to treat yourself naturally for healing a stroke, that you have to start right now. So if you've had a stroke or if you had a family member that have a stroke, you need to get immediately started with treatment so that they will not get stiffness set into their body. Okay. So what you need to do is that you need to get someone to prepare the foods while you get the physical therapy and the exercises immediately starting. So some of the foods that you're going to eat, this person was already on the plant-based diet, but you need healthy soups, salads, no starches, plenty of green leafy vegetables, nourishing foods, no cheese or dairy, nothing that produces mucus in the body. You can do some sprouted bread, some millet, brown rice, beans, things like that. And I will go more into some of the specific herbs that I had the person to take. But, it's important that you start preparing the food um, while you get the physical therapy set up, when you get their bed set up, and getting the room situated with where you're going to put the herbs, where they're going to exercise separately, and setting all these things up. So it's really important that you get all those things together. So this section is about the physical therapy that needs to happen for your loved one. You need to set up these things in a room because they will not be able to move to a gym to go work on getting their body stronger. And you want to slowly build up from 1 minute to 15 minutes. You want to start first at once a day with all the things I will recommend until you can do it at least twice a day. Okay, so you're going to first start with a tennis ball or one of those little handballs where they can slowly start to grip. Even if they cannot open up their hand all the way, you're going to slowly help them. They can start flexing their hand if they cannot grasp the tennis ball, slowly flexing, pulsing the fingertips and moving. And you make sure you do this on both sides of the body. And so you're going to move the entire body and not just the hands, but you want them to slowly be moving their shoulders, their arms, and their feet. You start off in the seated position first, but in the chair, they can move their arms and legs and everything like that. Um, After the tennis ball, then you will move on to a small trampoline with a handle, a mini trampoline, and they can bounce, not even a whole lot, just gently bounce. You stand to the side, make sure they don't fall off. They can do that as well too in between doing the tennis ball exercise. And then also buy an old school stationary bicycle. You can get it used. I'll have a link to one on Amazon, or you can go to a pawn shop or a secondhand store, thrift store, to find an old school stationary bike. Very simple, basic. These things are not too terribly expensive. And then the other thing that you want to get is a foot bicycle. If you look on Amazon, and I'll have a link to something in the description, it's going to say foot bicycle or foot peddler or under desk exercise or senior citizen foot bicycle. And these are the things that you're going to use for your loved one. And remember, you're going to start off with just 1 minute, them moving. You're starting off with the tennis ball. Okay, so if they cannot grab the tennis ball, you just slowly have them moving their hand or fingers. Um, and then you do this when you're sitting, gradually have them stand up. You can help support them. And when they can able to move the arm and all of that. And then you can move on to some yoga moves once they have a little bit of motion. And you can do the triangle yoga exercise, um, and just some basic yoga movements, and then have them walk outside as well too. So you're going to need to support them. They cannot do these things by themselves. And do this in the morning and the evening. You want to build up to at least 15 minutes. Okay, this is very important that this is done every single day so the stiffness does not set into the body. Take a moment to please like and subscribe this YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And I also will have some affiliate links down in the description for you to purchase some items that I've mentioned in this YouTube talk, as well as my own personal items that will help support me in a lot of the outreach that I do for free in the community. Much appreciated. So click like and subscribe now. Okay, so we've covered quite a bit, but let me point out that it takes a team for you to heal. You have to have a team of people. You cannot do this with just one person, and you need like at least 2 or 3 people to help with this natural healing that are dedicated to the healing process. And just so that you know, for the person that I was helping, it took them about 2 or 3 months to be able to move their hand and the arm to be not stiff anymore. And they began to be able to walk normally within about 3 to 4 months. And I would say that they had, uh, you know, probably 70-80% healed within 8 months, but it took about a full year for them to get the full range of motion, the stiffness to go away, being able to uncurl the hand and move, being able to speak and write. So it does take time, okay? It takes time to heal. And then when you do it the natural way, it's gradual. But I would say that if they had gone into the hospital, it would have cost more than $60,000 or $70,000 in the hospital. So I wanted to point that out before I get into some of these supplements that I recommended for the person that I was helping. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to get into the section about supplements. So now there are many different supplements that you can take depending on your pre-existing condition. So remember that the person that I was helping had a plant-based diet. They were used to taking herbs for many, many years and doing a very healthy lifestyle. They were very active and things like that. So we did black seed oil, and you gotta do a really good source for the black seed oil or any of the herbs and things like that. We did apple cider vinegar recipe, which was like two teaspoons of apple cider vinegar with distilled water. We did fresh rosemary tea because we grow some rosemary and dried it and do tea. You can buy some rosemary tea too, but since I grow a lot of my things, we do a lot of fresh herbs and things like that. And then also vitamin D3. So now the best way to get vitamin D3 is if you're out in the sun for at least 20 minutes out in the sunshine. And then you can supplement with the actual capsules. Um, but those are just a few of the things that we use. I don't want to go over everything because I want everyone to understand that is listening that supplements, they are plant medicines, and as such you have to understand your individual body. Like I said, if you have pre-existing conditions, say for instance you have high blood pressure or cholesterol issues or diabetic, then you need to be taking some things like hibiscus tea or a cinnamon drink and things like that that I recommend for various ailments. But these are some of the basic supplements that work very well for the person that I was treating, only because they were very healthy up until that point. So that healthy lifestyle helped with the healing process. As we always say, and I'll say it again, I said it before earlier, natural healing is going to always take longer than using conventional therapies like going to the hospital. So some people may want to go get stabilized, getting whatever treatment in the hospital, the doctor's office, and then they come back and do some herbal remedies and supplements. So I just want to make that, because remember that disclaimer that I told you at the very beginning, I'm not a medical doctor, and people come to me because they don't want to go to the hospital. But I encourage anyone to make up their mind what works best for them and their bodies. So anyway, those are the supplements that they took. And like I said, there are many other supplements you can take for dealing with the stroke, but I won't get into all of that. If you want to message me privately or schedule a consultation, we can do that. Or if you find someone that does holistic healing and is a herbalist, then you can work with that person where you are there in your city or state. Okay.